The following broadcast is a copyrighted production of 412 Communications. Any non-personal retransmission of this broadcast without the express written consent of 412 Communications is hereby prohibited.
A live look inside Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. Delaware Hockey Night. Back with ACHA Men's Division I action. The Rhode Island Rams and the Delaware Blue Hens kick off a weekend series from Fred Rust Arena, just south of downtown Newark, Delaware. James Witherite and Bob Thomas joining you from the 412 Communications press box. Josie Billett, our videographer and assistant producer this evening. Bob, in the words of Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway, back together again. Good to share the box with you, old buddy.
Wasn't even a minute in and it was already music references. I love it.
Well, that's par for the course for us.
That's us.
Bob, your Salesianum team coming in off a hard-fought 3-1 win over Unionville in the first half of our doubleheader. Turning the page now to the second half of our twin bill. We'll take a look at the Delaware line chart as our Limestone Pension Associates pregame report. Dominic Guido, point-a-game center, along with Jake Nema, roundabout a point a game. They'll be right down the middle of the top six with Ryan Luppy and Luke Dosen at the wings. Flanking Guido, Rodriguez and Ostrander flanking Nema. Between the pipes today, it will be Jacob Snellenberg. He is 6'6" with a .906 goals against average. Rather a .906 save percentage, I should say, and a goals against average hovering just over 3. We're going to head inside the glass as we welcome the Blue Hens to Fred Rust Arena. Fans, please welcome to Fred Rust Arena, your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Hens clad in their home whites will move from left to right in first period play. Whereas the blue-clad Rhode Island Rams will defend the net to our right and will move from right to left in the first frame here this evening. Planning for retirement doesn't just happen overnight. For 35 years, Limestone Pension Associates has helped small businesses craft and administer pension plans for their workforces. Learn more at limestonepension.net. And Delaware Hockey Night is brought to you by the Law Office of Long and Greenberg, presenting sponsor of Delaware Hockey Night. The Law Office of Long and Greenberg will be available to serve your personal injury and workers' compensation needs beginning in February of the current year. Let's head inside the glass for tonight's starting lineups. Once again, fans, good evening and welcome to Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. Tonight, the American Collegiate Hockey Association and the Eastern States Collegiate Hockey League present a men's Division I matchup between the visiting University of Rhode Island Rams and your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Here are tonight's starting lineups. For the visiting Rhode Island Rams, coached by Joe Augustine. Starting in goal, number 31, Callum Burgess. On defense, number 5, Mike Costello. And number 23, Ronan Judge. At left wing, number 25, Kevin Canizet. At right wing, number 14, Dylan Weichselbaumer. And at center, number 22, Luke Judge. It's that time, Blue Hen Nation. Let's meet the starting 6 for your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Starting at goal, from Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania, number 35, Jacob Snellenberg. On defense, from Hummelstown, Pennsylvania, number 18, Riley Donor. And from Alexandria, Virginia, number 9, Will Gould. Starting at left wing from Kenilworth, New Jersey, number 22, Ryan Rodriguez. At right wing from Rockaway Beach, New Jersey, number 26, Brian Ostrander. And starting at center, from Allentown, Pennsylvania, co-captain number 25, Jake Nema. Your Blue Hens are coached by Todd Mittelmeyer. The on-ice officials for this evening's game, as appointed by the American Collegiate Hockey Association, are referee Doug Wood, referee John Poling, linesman Brent Kendall, and linesman Rich John Doe. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please direct your attention to the American flag located directly above center ice as we honor the United States of America and those who defend this nation with the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. It's time to get rolling, Bob.
Going to be a good one, James.
Pivotal series for the 26th ranked Delaware Blue Hens. Rhode Island ranked 23 right now. Not much separating them in terms of the rankings. Delaware batting .500 on the year after a little bit of a rough end to 2022. They're 2-0 on home ice here in 2023.
Well, I had the opportunity to speak with both of the head coaches, and these teams are coached really well, James. They're kind of old school coaches, but they know how to get teams going.
First period brought to you by First State Ice Hockey, committed to building the next generation of youth hockey players in and around Delaware under the philosophy of one state, one goal. Learn more about their classes, their clinics, and their growing summer tournament program by visiting firststateicehockey.com. Rodriguez and Nima and Judge taking the opening draw. And Blue Hens drive forward off that initial face-off. Jake Nima working the far corner, looking for space, double teamed behind the Rhode Island goal. He stick handles up the near side while pressed to the perimeter by Judge. Dumping the puck in behind the cage. Mike Costello works it clear. Kevin Canizette sets up a 2-on-2 Weichsel bomber with a shot skied into the netting and out of play.
James, I wonder how the start will be. Will it be a feeling out period, or do you think it's going to be all out?
Hard to say.
Yeah. These two teams are familiar with each other enough.
I don't think there's much need to feel them out. Delaware, of course, speed and skill is central to their game, although they've been just a beat slow in some cases here this season against some nationally ranked teams. Rhode Island, of course, they just play old school fundamental hockey, a game that you know and love.
Right, and I know, speaking with Coach Mittelmeyer right before the game, he talked about Delaware. It's important that they use the speed and take the middle away from Rhode Island. So it'll be who executes the best.
It's important, too, that Delaware plays all 60 minutes. They've been a 45, 50-minute team for most of the season. First shot comes from Jay Luce at the left point, right into the pads of the Californian Callum Burgess, making the save. Luce on the re-entry, bobbled the puck, and this will be called back offside as Reichel was in over the line the second time round.
It's great being back doing a game with you, James. It was nice to have a win for our high school boys, but this is the cherry on top to get the chance to watch two really good hockey teams play.
Ronan Judge chips the puck up the near boards as far as the Delaware blue line, where Berg recovers around the horn to Luce. Beyond Reichel's reach, this puck sails in behind the Rhode Island goal. Icing waved off by Rich John Doe, an AHL and ECHL linesman. He's working the lines in tandem with the Nova Scotian Brent Kendall. The refereeing duties tonight belonging to John Poling and Doug Wood. There's the first goal of the game. Delaware's on the board.
What a way to get it started, huh, James?
Patch Patrick Meckel putting the Hens on the board. Beautiful net front feed from Reichel and Luce back at the point. With the initial helper, 153.
That is definitely one that Burgess would like to have back, I'm sure, James. That was a pretty bad angled shot that he just left enough room in the post there to squeak through.
One Burgess would certainly like to have back, but from Delaware's perspective,
I don't think
that's exactly the spark they needed
to
get this weekend on a good note, especially such a pivotal weekend as this. Meckel scoring his 5th of the season. Just a minute and 53 into the proceedings. And the Blue Hens go up early. Delaware goal! His 5th of the season. Scored by number 11, Patrick Meckel. Assisted by number 7, Nathan Reichel. And number 24, Jay Luce. Time of the goal, 1 minute 53 seconds in the first period. Meckel's 5th. From Reichel and Luce at 1:53. Hens couldn't capitalize on the attacking zone faceoff gifted them from the Rhode Island icing. And here Luke Judge tries to stick handle through traffic, but Riley Donor still hearing the plaints of Jerry Domus shouting back check at the top of his lungs. Keeps play to the perimeter. Rodriguez gains center off the cross ice feed. Brian Ostrander can't chase the puck down as Jonathan Shaw pokes it away from his path. Nima finds Gould at the right point. Around to Donor, got a poor shot off well above the top of the left circle. And this puck is pressed by Kevin Canizet back up the near side. The headman to Barcelou didn't connect. And Luke Judge posts up just above the Delaware blue line before rifling the puck in low. Weichselbaumer fields it in the far corner, but he gives it away to Guido. Meanwhile, the other Rams change, and Dominic Guido barrels up the middle, got a quality shot away from long distance, but there was nobody home to handle the rebound as Callum Burgess batted that puck down in front of him. Poor angle control on the rebound from Burgess, but in a bang-bang situation like that, your options are limited. To his advantage, though, nobody to capitalize on a second chance opportunity. But the turkey's on the table for Delaware here as John Poling calls the first penalty of the game.
James, that all came from Delaware's hard work. They basically forced Rhode Island to collapse down and have to take the cross check on that one to make sure he couldn't get a clean shot off.
We didn't see, Johnny, was it a rough or a cross check?
It looked like he pointed out cross check at first, but
whatever the case might be, the Blue Hens are headed to their first Primo power play of the night. You too can score on the Primo power play. Visit your local neighborhood Primo Hoagies on Baltimore Pike in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, or order your next party tray online at primohoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie, it's a Primo. Rhode Island penalty. Assessed to number 27, Ethan Cordero. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 4 minutes, 15 seconds in the first period. Cordero 2 for cross-checking at 4:15. Your Blue Hens are on the Primo power play. The Iron Man, Cody Diaz, in for the attacking zone draw, product of Neenah, Wisconsin. He wins it. Ostrander leaves the puck to Donor, to Diaz. Back below the cage to Ostrander. Around behind to Rodriguez. He gets it back from Ostrander. Good crisp puck movement, but the feed to Dosen at the top of the left circle was broken up by Engelson. That said, he failed to clear as Riley Donor kept the left point airtight. He faked the slapper. Cross ice feed again from Rodriguez to Diaz, trailing to the near corner. In low, Dosen collapses. Ostrander couldn't set him up as this puck was blocked and cleared by Costello, but not out. Diaz again holds. Circling below the cage was Ostrander. Couldn't set one up on the doorstep the second time, and the Rams clear beyond 5 minutes and 20 seconds in the first period. And Delaware, thanks to that early attack from Patrick Meckel, his 5th of the season, lead 1-0. Guido tries to snipe one from the dot. Follow-up chance from Nima ended up in Burgess's pads. And if this Delaware team can figure out those net front battles, Bob, for rebounds, because Burgess's rebound control so far tonight has not been good.
No, it's funny, James, because the other, I guess, a couple days ago, Slazian and the high school team, we practiced right before Delaware does often, and we were watching them work really hard on their power play units, and they were, they have 2 different styles for each unit. If you notice, the right wing on the first and the left wing played on their onside in their respective dots, versus this line will have the wingers play in the off wing.
12 seconds left on this primo power play for the Blue Hens. Sidoriak to Goldluppy just onside for the entry. Drop pass to Nima. Sidoriak threw a puck off the backboards. It was wide at the near post. Shaw recovers for Rhode Island, and they're back to full strength with just over 6 minutes elapsed in the first period of a 1-0 hockey game. Delaware right where they want and need to be with the early lead. Engelson tried to sail one through the slot to Canizet, but he couldn't get stick on puck at the edge of the crease. Godfrey absorbs a check. Heitzhaus cleared to Nima. Nima on with Infanger and Heitzhaus, waiting for the opportunity to head to the bench so that 4th line can be completed by Trevor Early. Puck shoveled net front, turned away by Burgess, and subsequently cleared as far as the Delaware blue line and then some. The pass from Straubinger sails beyond the reach of Chris Heitzhaus, the Buffalonian, and this will come back an icing with 12:46 to go. In first period play, Delaware up 1-0 over the Rhode Island Rams.
James, the first 7 minutes of this period has been really good for Delaware. They've controlled the majority of the territorial play for sure. It looks like they're just a step faster right now than Rhode Island.
Corey Szabo in for the draw for Rhode Island across from Trevor Early, but he squandered that attacking zone opportunity. Here comes Trevor Early up the right wing boards, the early bird from Killingworth, Connecticut. Landscaper and groundskeeper during the summer months as well. And a big help to us while he was out of commission during the fall with the lower body injury. He's driven back into his own zone where Daniel Berg steadies behind the Delaware goal. Berg surveys his options on the breakout. They're limited as yet. He waits play action, early circles behind the cage, and Berg's going to skate this up the middle. He floats it ahead to Early in the neutral zone. 3-on-3 for Delaware. Early got a shot away. Crashing the net was Meckel. Couldn't put away the rebound for a second. Alex Infanger brings it back into the house. Jefferson loose, launches the puck in again. Meckel scrambles for the rebound on the doorstep, but it's covered up and held by Callum Burgess for a pause in play off a set of rapid-fire shots with 11:44 to go in the first period.
Delaware is definitely executing their game plan, that's for sure.
The key, like we said, Bob, capitalize on those rebounds because there are going to be a lot to work with if things don't change from the perspective of Callum Burgess.
Exactly. Well, Delaware has been really good about getting on the puck and getting the puck to the net. Now can they pick up some of the rebounds? That's the question.
I mean, everybody's getting the puck on net, that's for sure. They've got 7 shots, and we're only 8.5 minutes in. It's going to be capitalizing on those rebounds that becomes the difference maker in this game. If Delaware can win those net front battles, if they can box out for position, if they can have a better nose for the puck from the inside hash marks in, that's going to be what lifts them to victory here.
Well, you notice already as early as this game is, Rhode Island's had to drop all 5 guys down low to try to shut Delaware down. So that's going to leave the points open. So watch to see how many shots Delaware gets from their points.
Well, we've already got 2 from loose, which is more than he's had for a good couple months, I'd say. And this puck is out of play for a pause.
Yeah, if Delaware keeps pressing the way they are right now, they're going to get the opportunities, not just in front of the net, but they've got wide open points at times on some of these because Rhode Island's had to drop 5. Look for the occasional defenseman to sneak in on that too.
And heaven knows, Bob, this Delaware team has plenty of defensemen who can play all 200 feet. Riley Donor, Ivan Sidoriak. So you've got a pair of pairs that has one 200-foot guy and one close to home guy. So you've got that chance to switch into a 4-1.
Yeah.
We talk about the left wing lock quite a bit. That was a strategy that you use at Salesianum a fair bit, where you'd play effectively a 2-3. Here, the opposite of that can really enable Delaware to generate odd man rushes and create some fast break chances for themselves. Here's Dominic Guido chipping the puck off the corner glass. It was gloved down high by Fagan, and this is going to be ruled a hand pass at the halfway point of the first period. Delaware Hockey Night is brought to you by the law office of Long and Greenberg, serving your personal injury and workers' compensation needs here in Delaware beginning this coming February. Stay tuned as the law office of Long and Greenberg establishes its footing here in the first state. And we are certainly happy to have them as our presenting sponsor here on Delaware Hockey Night in 2023. Straubinger holds center point. This puck is batted away by Ostrander from the reach of Engelson. Ostrander through the slot, had some help from Nima. His feet came out from under him, and he draws the penalty to send the Blue Hens back to the Primo power play.
All because of that pressure, James. Not to give Delaware's trade secret away, but Coach Mittelmeyer mentioned that on this rink tonight, they're going to play a 1-2-2 forecheck. And so far, they want to cut the middle out so Rhode Island can't come up. And they've done a heck of a good job, James. They've gotten a lot of scoring chances just with the pressure that they put on them as far as carrying in or the dump and the first guy in, and to lay back and wait to see where that puck's going to kick.
Rhode Island penalty assessed to number 6, Michael Licazzi. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 10 minutes, 37 seconds in the first period. Licazzi, 2 for tripping at 10:37. Your Blue Hens are back on the Primo power play. And it starts with Ivan Sidoriak behind his own net. A give and go with Guido. Dominic Guido up the right wing boards, gains center, rifles the puck in up the near side. It caroms to the far corner where Clavitt and Nima converge. Nima won that puck battle. He feeds it high to Guido again. Cross ice pass to Gould. Sidoriak throws one right down the pipe. It's tipped to the far corner by Burgess for save number 7 on 8 shots faced. Rhode Island has yet to register a shot on goal, Bob.
It's Delaware's all over him right now, James.
There's number 9. It comes from Guido at the top of the right circle. Delaware's zone time certainly to their advantage. I mean, that's Captain Obvious speaking right there, but that's been the The main plot angle here is Luppy misses the broadside of the Rhode Island net. And that paves the way for Luke Judge to come barreling into a 1-on-2. He tried to cut through the high slot, but he was pickpocketed by Will Gould at the top hash mark. 25 seconds remaining on the penalty to Lacazzi. Ostrander accelerates to center, plays the puck to his left, and Ryan Roy Rogers Rodriguez. He tried to set up a cross-slot feed to Diaz, but it was broken up by Costello. Launching the puck in from long range was Donor. Pad saved by Burgess. The 10th Delaware shot. 9th one turned aside by the Californian. Penalty has expired. So Rhode Island 2 for 2 on the PK so far tonight. 7:15 to go in the first period of a 1-0 hockey game. Delaware with the advantage. Mishandled puck by Tetreault. Nearly led to an A-grade chance for the Hens. Donor working net front. Couldn't set up Dosen on the doorstep. Luke Dosen protects. Rodriguez has time and space at the near dot. He's centered. Diaz on the welcome mat. No dice, holding on for the pause and play was Callum Burgess with 6:52 to go in first period action.
James, this is about as one-sided of a game as it can get.
This is not the Rhode Island team that we've come to expect.
No. You figure it would be like a trade of shot for shot, but right now
11-0 in the shot department, Bob.
That's pretty surprising. Delaware's playing a great game, and like you said, James, if they can put 60 minutes together like this, it's going to be really tough. Appears that Burgess might have a little bit of intestinal distress right now, and with the amount of shots he's facing, I don't blame him.
It's been a rough go of it for the first 13 minutes here for Burgess.
Well, we know one thing, James. He'll be a little bit lighter when he gets back to the net.
The
like
paper towel value has just gone way up.
Well, I like a guy that'll gut it out, James. No pun intended.
We certainly hope that Burgess is all right as he remains in the game, and Ryan Godfrey is slowed up by an early shoulder check along the far boards. This comes back to Ronan Judge, given away to Berg. Berg launches the puck clear, race on for it into the Rhode Island zone. Icing was waved off by AHL linesman Rich Jondo. And Heitzhaus lost the scrap for the vulcanized rubber in the far corner. Dimitri Forend walks up to center before he hits the brick wall known as Jay Luce at center. Snellenberg clears the puck from behind his own goal. It's advanced out of the Delaware end by Infanger, but returned by Engelson up the near side. Exactly 6 minutes to go in this first period. It's a 1-0 hockey game. Delaware in complete control as far as puck movement is going, but still yet to generate those second chances.
James, it's really nice to see number 2 for Rhode Island, Timmy Crane, out there. He played for Slasianum and went on to play at a boarding school, and now he's at Rhode Island. Heck of a great kid. His brother's a great kid, also played for Sally's. But it's great to see
his brother
these guys
Matt plays for Delaware's men's Division II team, in fact.
Right. It's great to see this.
Just a great family all around. And I echo your sentiments, but it's weird seeing Tim Crane wearing a number that's other than 19.
Yeah. Well, that's what I can say when I didn't recognize him at first when he walked right over to me outside the locker room. Of course, in my defense, he also has a cage on, and I'm old.
You said it, Bob.
Well, I figured I'd get it before you did.
It's amazing it took this long. 5.5 minutes to go with the first period of a 1-0 game. Bob, we have more fun than should be allowed sometimes.
I think it's great.
Shot from Patrick Meckel at the right dot, looking for his second. is steered wide. Barcelou tied up in the far corner. Works the puck up the far boards. Weichselbaumer pushes it clear. It's thrown in by Brunel on his way off for a change. Fresh Blue Hens on. 5 minutes to go in the first period. And here's a 2-on-2 for the Rams. Weichselbaumer with the first shot of the game for Rhode Island.
And a not great angle at that.
Sticked up into the netting by Snellenberg for a pause in the action.
James, if you notice, so far in this period, Rhode Island has not been able to come up through the middle.
That middle's been clogged up.
Yep.
Every single entry.
They're doing a good job from the Rhode Island zone out, keeping Rhode Island out of that middle like the coach wanted.
Gould tied up by Cordero. Cordero steamrolls to the net, tried to poke the puck in on Snellenberg, but it was cleared beyond his reach, and this is going to come back and icing with 4:39 to go in the first period. Planning for retirement doesn't just happen overnight. For 35 years, Limestone Pension Associates has helped small businesses craft and administer pension plans for their workforces. Learn more by visiting limestonepension.net. Cordero and Guido square off. To the right of Snellenberg. There's shot number 3 and the first goal for Rhode Island.
James, it just looks like see it here in the replay, just a blown assignment. Nobody picked up the guy right in the crease.
Ethan Cordero had time and space galore to cross through the slot. The give and go with Thomas Fagan.
That's where communication is so important. Well, let's see how Delaware responds. They've dominated the first 15 minutes of this period and, gave up that goal. It's kind of tough, but we'll see how they respond. They just got to get back to doing what they've been doing.
Worth noting for Cordero, that's his 12th goal of the season. To make this tied up, one aside. University of Rhode Island goal, his 12th of the season, scored by number 27, Ethan Cordero. Assisted by number 18, Thomas Fagan, and number 15, Matt Tetreault. Time of the goal, 15 minutes, 27 seconds in the first period. Cordero's 12th from Fagan and Tetreault at 15:27. So we're all knotted up now, Bob. 3.5 minutes to go in the first period. Hens trying to swing momentum back their way. Product of Salesianum, Tim Crane hits Szabo on the headman. His shot directed wide by Snellenberg into the far corner. Loose pokes the puck out of the reach of Szabo, pursuing the rebound. Now Berg gets it down behind the cage. Loose back to Berg. Crane offering forechecking pressure. Heitzhaus hits a cross-ice pass tipped on by Early to Loose up the far wall. Loose tries to center, absorbs a check from Clavitt. Early's driven down below the goal. The Delaware fans want to call. Infanger absorbs a check. Early tracks down the loose puck, throws one off the post from the near half wall. Race on for the rebound. It is corralled by Szabo, and now walked by Kelly past center. And a delayed offside signaled as Crane coasted in over the blue line. 2.5 minutes to go in the first period. Berg leads the Delaware counterattack, but a pair of Ram defenders swarm on him and take him outside the dots. Luke Judge pushes it back the other way. Gould recovers, floats the puck back into the Rhode Island end. Reichel couldn't bring down the Meckel centering feed. It was intercepted and driven off ice by Canizet. Canizet, the forechecker, challenging Gould, backhands the puck into his own bench, and we get a stoppage with 1:54 to go in the first.
You know, James, on that last exchange down in Rhode Island zone, they were lucky because they got caught on a bad change. Delaware almost took advantage of it. And, you know, about a minute ago or so, that pass from Tim Crane, that was the first time they really got up the middle on Delaware.
Long shot from Barcelou into Snellenberg's glove. Face-off again comes to his left with just under 2 minutes to go in the first period of a 1-1 hockey game. Canizette failed to crash the net off the draw. He's driven to the far corner. Gould reaches in, takes the puck away from him, feeds it to Luppy, 1-on-4 up the left wing boards. Barcelou laid a hip into Luppy right in front of the Rhode Island bench to slow him up. Weichselbaumer at the center of a two-a-side scrum in the far corner is able to work the puck free, and now it's carried up the near side by Canizette off the feed from defenseman Jonathan Shaw. It caroms to the far side where Straubinger couldn't take it away from Weichselbaumer. Luppy failed to clear. Third time worked out to be the charm as Guido launched the puck up ice. Final 65 seconds of the first period of a 1-1 game. 1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute. Sidoriak clears again, icing waved off as Ostrander wins the race to the puck. He sets up Nima from up high. He took aim from 20 feet, but that caught the right toe of the outstretched Callum Burgess. Good for the 12th Delaware shot of the period, and a break in the action with 40 seconds to go in the first.
James, watching Rhode Island's forecheck, they're also using a 1-2-2. But Delaware's executing it better. The problem is all that work and you're in a 1-1. It's not indicative of how lopsided this period was for most of it. Delaware just keeps plugging away and working like they have been. They should be able to post a W if they keep working like they have been.
The officials conferred and ruled that the face-off would be spotted in the neutral zone. But the Hens are forced all the way back into their own end to regroup here in the final 20 seconds of the first period. Nima off the attempted outlet pass, challenged directly by Thomas Fagan, who tries to walk the puck free. He hacks Luce's stick out of his hands. Circling behind for the wraparound was Cordero, and Logan Clavitt from downtown with 7 seconds to go in the period has given Rhode Island the lead. It was Logan Clavitt from the right point. His play quickly moved.
That was
from below the net to just inside the line. It looks as though Fagan had the tip on that as the horn sounds to bring us to the end of the first period.
You know, James, Delaware.
The score through one period, Rhode Island 2, Delaware 1. We'll be back on DHN at the conclusion of the first period. There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
Welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. Time for the 412 Communications first intermission report. James Witherite here atop the stands at Fred Rust Arena, and I'm joined here during the intermission by Delaware Blue Hens defenseman Jay Luce. Jay, thanks for popping in.
Happy
We'll
to be
open
here.
your mic here. Good to hear you. Good to see you on the broadcast here. See you without the face mask, and talk a little bit about the first period and what we can expect moving forward. Strong start from Delaware. Attack, attack, attack. You get that first goal. You keep pressing on in the zone. Couple things I noticed. One, Burgess was giving up a lot of rebounds. What can the team do better to capitalize on those?
I think we're getting good shots. It's a good energy period for sure. We got the jump on him early, but we got to capitalize on our rebounds. Like you said, those pucks are bouncing right off of him. We got to get more guys in the slot for sure. Just finish our chances and keep banging bodies and keep playing our game. One of the biggest things is just keep continuing this energy for the second period, and then hopefully getting a couple more on them here. And, we'll take it the rest of the way.
You talked about energy and trying to get that back in the second period. Couple late period breakdowns, net front. What's the conversation in the room? What are you guys planning on doing, trying to do anyway, to try to reverse that moving forward?
Yeah, one of the biggest things is we had a couple times where we could have gotten the puck out of the zone, and we didn't, which led to chances and goals for them. That'll be something to look for in the second period, is just making clean breakouts, making sure we get the puck past our own blue line, and then getting it forward, moving it north, and getting offensive chances.
Thanks, Jay. Have a good second period, and we'll certainly hope you guys can turn this around.
Yep, thanks, James.
That was Jay Luce, defenseman for the Delaware Blue Hens, giving us some insight from inside the glass of the first 20 minutes. Again, the score right now, Rhode Island 2, Delaware 1. This is Delaware Hockey Night presented by the Law Office of Long and Greenberg.
Bridges have connected people for centuries. When it comes to helping small businesses build bridges with the people they serve, there's a new gold standard. 412 Communications offers a uniquely comprehensive array of media solutions to help your brand establish and maintain strong, lasting connections with your clientele.
Watching the game or tailgating with friends? Score big and serve in style with Primo Hoagie's party trays and sampler platters. There is no bigger crowd pleaser than Primo Hoagies, made only with the highest quality Thumann's meats and cheese, sliced fresh to order and served on Primo's award-winning seeded rolls. You get the best tasting hoagies in the area and save yourself the prep time. Stop into your local neighborhood Primo Hoagies on Baltimore Pike in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, or order your tray online at primohoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie, it's a Primo.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com.
It's time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. A little bit of a calm here as the first intermission works toward its end. The Blue Hens trailing Rhode Island 2-1 through 20 minutes. A couple late period breakdowns. Really the difference maker. Equalizer coming off the draw effectively net front as Ethan Cordero was able to field that centering pass from Thomas Fagan, and Cordero involved on the second too, but it was Thomas Fagan with the tip. Putting Rhode Island up 2-1 through the first 20 minutes, Bob. What do you make of the first period?
What you had said at the start of the game was Delaware needs to play 60 minutes because they've been playing 45, 50, 55 minutes. It just goes to show you how quick this game can turn around when you don't do what you're supposed to. That second goal, Luce got his stick knocked out of his hand and ended up on the blue line. And it could have been a penalty, but the problem was he stood and looked at the ref. He's got to get back into that play.
You got to stay with the play, especially that close.
Yeah. You know, and what happens essentially, unfortunately for him, it sticks out of his hand and creates a 5-on-4. The first goal that Rhode Island had was just a blown assignment between the defensemen because that was left unattended in front of the net, and before you know it, you know, so you can play 15, 17 minutes of great hockey and end up losing 2-1 because those little breakdowns, they'll kill you every time, James.
As we mentioned on that second goal, it was tipped in net front by Thomas Fagan for his second of the year, 19 minutes and 52 seconds into the first period. Second period action brought to you by the Hooper family, longtime supporters of University of Delaware Blue Hens hockey and of tonight's coverage of the men's Division I Blue Hens taking on Rhode Island in their third of 4 meetings this season. Brent Kendall about to drop the puck on second period play as Judge and Guido square off for the initial draw of the middle frame. If you're just joining us, Delaware in their home whites traveling from right to left here in the second period. The long change in effect. Rhode Island in their away blues guarding the net to the left, at least as far as our vantage point is concerned. Judge plastered in the backboards by Guido, who kicks the puck free to the Coloradan Luke Dosen. Dosen pursued by Luke Judge, overskated the puck. It's pushed up the far side, sent sail clear by Judge, and this will come back an icing just 34 seconds into the second period.
Good start to the period for him, James. You know, in the locker room, you just have to reinforce coverage in your D zone, but not to change anything else. Because they had a heck of a good start, and you know they were out shooting Rhode Island badly, and they just have to get that momentum back and you know just be aware of the defensive zone coverage.
Sidoriak to Rodriguez, around the horn to Straubinger. He gets a long shot in. This is gloved down by Burgess for another break in the action.
You know, James, on shots, when you're at a kind of a bad angle and you have a guy crashing the net, sometimes it's a good idea to put that on the goaltender's pad down low. So he's basically kicking it back into
back
the
into the
center
house
of ice.
effectively.
Yeah. Because you throw it up around their chest or glove hand, it's pretty much going to get eaten up all the time.
This caroms around to the far side where Sidoriak plays the body on Fagan to recover for Delaware. He works the puck into Nima, who again is double-teamed in the far corner. It feels to me, Bob, and you're the defensive expert much more than I am, that Rhode Island, inside the tops of the circles, is putting 2 guys on the puck carry, and the other 3 are playing sort of a modified zone.
In their zone, you're talking about, James?
Yes,
I would say.
right.
Yeah. They are. They're being aggressive on the puck, but Delaware's been handling it pretty well. Again, the problem isn't so much in the offensive zone and even the taking away the center of the ice. The key point of taking away the center of the ice, it has to be the full length of the ice. So you don't take away that center 5 feet out in front of your goalie, well, that's a problem.
Broken stick out of the hands of Fagan. Hens re-enter. Meckel shoulders Shaw off the path of the puck in the near corner, but it's picked up and walked now by Ethan Cordero, who's got a goal and an assist for Rhode Island back into Hens territory. He tried to work it ahead to Tetreault. He and Brunel collided in the near corner, and now Nathan Reichel pushes the puck up ice. Diaz is called offside, and that will give us a pause in play. With 18 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the second period of a 2-1 hockey game, Rhode Island, after falling behind early, now in control of the terms. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware, can cater your next group event, offering pulled pork, brisket, and chicken on a daily basis, and a variety of sauces and sides that are sure to please any appetite. SidsBBQandJerky.com is the place to go for catering orders. And their Ridge Road location in Claymont is the place to go for takeaway lunch Monday through Saturday. Have you had Sid's Barbecue yet?
I haven't, James, and thanks
Bob.
for making me hungry now again. Well, I got my Lanta that I can chew on, but it's not going to be as good as Sid's, I'm sure.
Well, I offered you half of the pretzel bag from Trader Joe's last night.
I appreciated that, but I had my apple chips. I got to watch my girlish figure, all 800 pounds of it. But
Bob.
All right, I'm just kidding. I've been dieting. It's $7.95.
Trevor Early up the left wing boards, shot blocked by the leg of Clavitt. Berg can't fire one in, it comes right back to him off the stick of Engelson. Berg lines up a better lane, but he missed the far post by 3 feet this time around, got his own rebound, crossing in front of his own bench. Puck was loose in front, corralled by Clavitt, and now cleared by Forend as far as the Delaware blue line and then some, where Jay Luce tips it back to Berg, and up the middle come the Hens again. Berg crosses to the near dots to pave a way into Rhode Island territory. He was steered by Clavitt below the goal. He turns, coming out the far side, chips the puck off the corner boards, where Straubinger now works high in the zone after being set up by Guido. Dosen tries to run the gauntlet up the near side. Infanger absorbs a shoulder in the near corner, but keeps on ticking. Net front setup, didn't quite make it to Guido. It was blocked offline by Clavitt. And now Forend, after gaining center, tips the puck in behind the Delaware goal, where the other number 20, Ivan Sidoriak, with some help of Ford, gets the puck back into neutral ice. We're nearing the 4-minute mark of the second period. Rhode Island with a 2-1 lead over the Delaware Blue Hens men's Division I team. James Witherite and Bob Thomas back together again on the broadcast here this evening, and we're delighted to have all of you along for the ride with us as well.
James, while Delaware was in Rhode Island zone, I kind of watched the Clavitt. He's a good defenseman. Keeps his head on a swivel, engages the guy in front of the net.
Attacks the lanes.
Yeah, he has a really good awareness of what's going on around him. Solid.
Face off in the Delaware end. And here comes Jake Nima. carrying the other 25, Kevin Canizet, with him. Reminded me of that one Pittsburgh-Quebec game where Mario Lemieux carried the Quebec defender on his back into the zone. Of course, the result here not the same.
Who was that player you just mentioned? I've never heard of that guy.
No?
I heard he was pretty good.
He was pretty good, though, wasn't he?
Pretty good.
I heard he was all right at hockey.
Yeah, not bad.
Weichselbaumer works the puck the other way. Rodriguez recovers in the Delaware end. Plays the puck behind the cage to Sidoriak. And Ostrander got taken out up high 2-on-1. The shot from up close, and Weichselbaumer was steered away by Snellenberg. Rodriguez gained the zone but was checked off the puck. And icing the other way gives us a chance to catch our breath. With just over 5 minutes elapsed in the second period of a 2-1 hockey game, advantage the Rhode Island Rams. Faceoff is going to come to the left of Burgess, who's saved 12 of 13 shots that he's faced to this point. Make it 12 of 14.
That looked like a really nice
As
tip.
Will Gould launched one from the point. We'll see it again. Gould from the point throws the puck in. It was tipped net front.
Go to the net and good things happen, James. I believe Diaz might have gotten that on the tip.
I believe you're right, and the Hens have gone back on level pegging with the Rams. And we will watch that a second time. As play continues out of the Rhode Island zone. And a second look at the goal confirms that Patrick Meckel got the secondary assist. So the Iron Man, Cody Diaz, on for his fourth of the season, his fourth as a Blue Hen as well. Bringing Delaware back on even footing with Rhode Island.
That was a huge goal, James.
Oh, Delaware goal! His fourth of the season, scored by number 37, Cody Diaz. Assisted by number 9, Will Gould. And number 11, Patrick Meckel. Time of the goal, 5 minutes, 8 seconds in the second period. Diaz's fourth from Gould and Meckel at 5:08. And the Hens keep pouring it on in the Rhode Island zone. Like you said, get to the net and good things happen, and that was the case for Diaz. Not so much rebound control, but a good net front tip.
It's beautiful.
Just as effective.
Like I always say, if you want to eat a good meal, you got to get to the kitchen.
A lot of truth in that, Bob.
Well, James, I didn't get this big by looking at it, so I know the kitchen's where you want to go. Just trying to get these young players sometimes convinced of that.
Well, you were quite the stay-at-home defenseman back in the day, too.
Yeah. Well, when you're this slow, I pretty much had to stay home.
You could still beat me at a flat mile, though. No question about it.
Well, you know, James, when I played, my goal was to get to the blue line every time we, went on the offensive. And that was our own blue line I would try to get to. The heck with the other one, that was too far.
2 words, Bob. Cover point.
They always knew I was going to be back. I had no choice.
But you have made defense like your pet project almost as far as this game is concerned. You study this game more than anybody I know.
Well, James, I think with the offensive skill of these young players, they need to be able to play both ways, though.
That shot from Kelly was blocked. I mean, it is a much faster game, as evident there.
It
a couple
definitely is.
rapid-fire shots, and the net was dislodged.
The skill level of these young men and women that are playing the game nowadays, James, is unbelievable. But how's the hockey IQ level? That's where it makes a difference.
That's the big question for sure. Faceoff came to the right of Snellenberg after the net was dislodged. And the Hens clear as far as the Rhode Island blue line. This is started back up by Costello the other way. Point leader for Rhode Island. He hasn't had a single goal this season, but 20 assists.
That's impressive.
Great playmaker all the way, and here he is again with the puck. Challenged by Ostrander, 2-on-2, fast break for Delaware. Cross ice pass, bobbled by Rodriguez. He chases the puck to the near corner, but Lacazzi meets him there. He plays the Karam shot low. Nima in the far corner. Feeds it high to Riley Donor. His shot from 60 bounces wide of the far post. Rebound contested in the far corner. Nima lost his footing in that battle with Costello. And out come the Rams back the other way as we approach halfway in the second period, and we're all tied up 2-2. Canizette turning in front of his own bench. Threw the puck in low. It's on the stick of Weichselbaumer in the far corner. Fed high again to Shaw. Around to the top of the right circle. That shot from Barcelou was batted down by Snellenberg. And this will come back an icing with 10:08 to go in the second period. Friends, if you're like me, healthy living is important, and Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help you and your family stay healthy at home with periodic sanitization and disinfecting of your trash and recycling bins. They come right to your driveway, and they kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans with the use of high-pressure hot water jets, keeping your home and family healthy. And it's kind of the environment, too. If you haven't done so already, head to DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. Schedule your first cleaning. Diaz looking for another, got a shot through, so did Donor off the rebound. That was popped up in the atmosphere by Burgess, coming down with saves 13 and 14 of the night. Rhode Island clears. Snellenberg behind his own cage, backhands the puck to Will Gould in the far corner. Rolled back now to Donor. The breakout not out of the zone, bounced off the stick of Reichel. Barcelou took it away from him, still protecting for Rhode Island. Now the zone is lost off an errant pass from Cordero across to Shaw. And Barcelou starts it up from his own blue line again, but Reichel jumps, gloves the puck down at center, tries to bulldoze his way past a pair of Ram defenders, but to no avail as he's met by Matt Tetreault just above the corner boards near side. Barcelou starts it up the other way again, headman to Cordero, stonewalled at the Delaware blue line. Guido lost control of the puck. Shaw cleared it out of the Rhode Island end again. Snellenberg steadies. Rhode Island's got some fresh legs scurrying onto the ice. Kind of a frantic line change there from the Rams, Bob.
Yeah, kind of. Looked like a fire drill.
I don't know if I've ever used the word scurry in a hockey game.
Mice scurry, James. Hockey players, I don't know what you would say, but I'm not sure scurry would be what they would want to hear. Unless you're going for a piece of cheese.
Lab subjects, I don't know. Well, we're 32 minutes in here at Fred Rust Arena, and we get to do it all again tomorrow at 5:30 as these two teams meet for the fourth and final time this regular season. 2-on-2 for Delaware. Coming in up the far wall was Trevor Early in tandem with Luppy, but he couldn't connect on the wraparound as he was steered to the near corner by Ronan Judge. Berg to Early. He gloved the puck down in his own zone. And play is halted by a hand pass. So this remains in the Delaware zone with 7:37 to go in the second period. A 2-2 game. Infanger and Szabo took the draw at the near dot. And early in the far corner after the puck was played below the goal, failed to clear. This shot in from Szabo from long range, covered up by Snellenberg for another break in the action. There's a new gold standard for digital media solutions for small businesses. 412 Communications offers web and graphic design, social media consultation, public relations, writing and editing services, and more. We almost forgot. Multimedia solutions like the broadcast you're watching right now. Head to 412communications.com to learn how they can help your brand build bridges with the people you serve.
James, Rhode Island's forecheck's been a little more effective this period. They've had Delaware pinned a little on a couple of occasions and created some turnovers.
They've also outshot Delaware 7-4 to this point in the second period. Early emerges from a battle in the near corner. He pushes the puck beyond Canazet's reach. Infanger works it the rest of the way into the Rhode Island zone. Heitzhaus can't bring it down. It was nearly cleared by Costello, but that attempt was foiled by Ivan Sidoriak. In desperation, he throws the puck toward the cage. It misses the far post only just. Nima with the rebound. Infanger, Sidoriak around the horn. He let one rip again from 55 feet. It was off its target as well. Play becomes rather physical at the far boards. Muscling through with the puck was Canizet. The Delaware faithful wanted a call. They weren't going to get it. And Loose again rifles this, rather Sidoriak it was, rifles this puck from neutral ice into the Rhode Island end before Weichselbaumer turns it back the other direction. Donor ricocheted the puck in front of his own bench. Nobody there to field the stretch pass, though. So an ill-placed dump and chase from Delaware, trying to muster sustained momentum after Cody Diaz tied it up 5:08 into the second period. Both sides have been pretty quiet since then as we pass the 14-minute mark of this middle period. Ostrander tried to set up Rodriguez on the re-entry. Zone was lost. Donor now near side, waited for Nima to tag up before launching the puck in off the pads of Burgess. Play was onside at the moment, so that's good for shot number 17. Tetreault stood up at the blue line. Nima found Ostrander, who turned awkwardly after taking a check below the goal. Around it comes to Riley Donor, who tried to float the puck past Tetreault, who stepped up at the top of the circle to apply heavy defensive pressure. Back the other way came Cordero with Fagan offside. That shot won't count. Reichel tries to snipe one from 30 at the top of the left circle. A glove save by Burgess gives us a pause in the action with 4 minutes 55 seconds to go in the second period of a 2-2 hockey game.
It's gotten a little more defensive, hasn't it, James? You notice both teams are taking the middle away on each side of the blue line, and it's starting to become more of a tug of war.
More of a chess match almost.
Yeah.
It's becoming a very tactical hockey game.
I mean, you see it in the shot totals and the grade A opportunities. They've been cut down by both teams.
Reichel again off the feed from Diaz. Denied by Burgess. Meckel double teamed in the far corner. All 10 skaters momentarily were on that far half of the ice. Net front feed. Meckel couldn't get one through on the doorstep. He got stick on puck, but nowhere close to the angle he was hoping. Engelson recovers for Rhode Island just above the Rams' blue line. He stick handles in over the Delaware stripe, absorbs a check in the near glass from Jay Luce. This puck rolls behind the cage. It is not cleared by Meckel. It was batted down by the glove of Ronan Judge and ultimately out of play from there.
Well, we know that Judge probably doesn't play for Rhode Island's baseball team, because that was definitely an error. And you could see he was pretty upset, because he would have had a wide open shot from the point or set something up, but it ended up in his own bench.
His own bench.
Yeah. So don't expect the Rhode Island coaches to be calling him for the baseball squad.
As great a baseball name as Judge might happen to be.
Yeah.
Guido to Luppy, fast break the other way, but that strong Rhode Island back check getting all the better. And they broke up that, what was a 2-on-2, turning it into a 2-on-3. Here's Weichselbaumer the other way, taking aim with time and space from the half wall near side. But he's foiled by Snellenberg, who covers for the pause with 3 minutes and 41 seconds to go in the second period. Tailgating at Fred Rust Arena or watching Delaware Hockey Night with friends? Whatever the case might be, score big and serve in style with Primo Hoagie's party trays and sampler platters. Visit your local neighborhood Primo Hoagies on Baltimore Pike in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, or order your next party tray online at primohoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie, Bob. It's a Primo.
There you go with food again. Making it tough on me, James.
And this is an icing against the Hens.
Do you notice, James, in this period, how many more shots have to come from the perimeter? The goaltenders will love that all night long.
Oh, absolutely. We talk about that sacred ground from post to dot to post. And both teams have done a much better job manning that area in front of their own net.
They've gotten stingy, although right there. But again, a good play by Delaware's D to keep the stick out of there.
Another Snellenberg glove save, this with 3 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the second period. Fresh legs coming on for the Blue Hens in their own zone. Early-Ann Cordero taking the draw. Early chased the puck to the far corner. It caroms out. Back into the neutral zone. Barcelou challenged directly by Infanger. Lost his Rhode Island momentum, and Alex Infanger swats with a backhand to press play back into the Rhode Island end. But here come the Rams on the counterattack. Fagan slowed up in the far corner by Early. They're tied up, now reaching in. Heitzhaus tries to dig the puck free. Gould at the center of that battle as well. Heitzhaus to Infanger. Centering pass, Donor! He scores! Riley Donor on the doorstep finishes, and the Blue Hens are up 3-2. Centering pass came from Alex Infanger, who was fed the puck by Heitzhaus.
You know, James, it doesn't get much prettier than that.
And Riley Donor with his first goal as a Blue Hen. Somebody get the puck for him there, guys. Not only his first as a Blue Hen, but the go-ahead goal for Delaware here tonight.
James, it's funny because when you watch, you see the offensive play, but Heitzhaus, his tracking back through the center of the ice, made a great little stick lift, broke up Rhode Island's attack, and then they turn it. So often people who see these goals, they forget that it's created at the other end of the ice a lot of times.
It's created in the neutral zone. It's created in the defensive zone. The play takes time to germinate and takes space to germinate.
it all started because of his hard work. And again, you try to teach players to track back through the center of the ice.
Oh, Delaware goal! His first as a Blue Hen. Scored by number 18, Riley Donor. Assisted by number 4, Alex Infanger. And number 19, Chris Heitzhaus. Time of the goal, 17 minutes, 26 seconds in the first period. Donor's first as a Blue Hen from Infanger and Heitzhaus at 17:26. Play ground to a halt behind the Rhode Island goal. Looked like a puck in the netting with 97 seconds to go in the second period.
James, I don't want to jinx Delaware, but they've played a really strong 18 minutes plus. See if they can play the full 20.
What's the old adage? Goals in the first minute and the last minute are what changed momentum the most. They went down 2-1 in the last 8 seconds of the first period. They've just got to get through these last 83 unscathed, and I think they'll be in a good place for the third, Bob.
I like what they've done in this period. I really do. It was more of a grinding type of period, and they did a great job with it.
And Snellenberg absolutely solid between the pipes here in the second 20 minutes as well. Working through the slot was Judge, driven to the near corner to no avail. 1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute. Sidoriak regained the puck for Delaware. Bulldozed through traffic to gain the Rhode Island zone. Meckel protects despite being pushed high by Canizet. This rolls behind the net, around to the near corner where Michael Lacazzi has time and space, but he flubbed his D-to-D pass. It was broken up by Luppy. Dosen, driven by Canizet to the far boards, looks for somewhere to go with the puck. He's got it trapped at the kick plate. Now Luppy tries to dig it free, but it's muscled back up the wall by Canizet before Dosen caught up with him a second time and recovered just in time to protect. Net front chance from Luppy. Turned aside by Burgess. Loose maintains. Works this puck around the perimeter of the zone. Guido now up top to Berg. Final 12 seconds of the period. Daniel Berg looking for options. Luppy boxing out net front, but he sailed that puck, Berg did, through the slot out of the zone. Loose recovers, the horn sounds, and the second period has reached its conclusion. The score through 2 periods, your Delaware Blue Hens 3, Rhode Island Rams 2. We'll be back. We'll be back with the second intermission report up next.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com.
Watching the game or tailgating with friends? Score big and serve in style with Primo Hoagie's party trays and sampler platters. There is no bigger crowd pleaser than Primo Hoagies, made only with the highest quality Thumann's meats and cheese, sliced fresh to order and served on Primo's award-winning seeded rolls. You get the best tasting hoagies in the area and save yourself the prep time. Stop into your local neighborhood Primo Hoagies on Baltimore Pike in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, or order your tray online at PrimoHoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie, it's a Primo. Welcome to the 412 Communications second intermission report. And that second period, just a much better showing all round from the Delaware Blue Hens, turning a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 advantage through 40 minutes. Here a tip from the Ironman Cody Diaz off that shot from Will Gould at the point, tying it up 2-2 for Delaware. And then in the final 2.5 minutes of the period, the fourth line making some magic happen. Heightshouse to Infanger, and then crashing the net defenseman Riley Donor for his first goal as a Blue Hen, making this a 3-2 hockey game. I'm joined by the other component of that fourth line here in the second intermission report, Trevor Early, as we open up his microphone downstairs. Trevor, much better second period from the end of the first period when there were some net front breakdowns to that second period. What changed from your perspective?
Yeah, definitely, James. After a couple of bad bounces in the first period, I think we really found our stride. And we just moved the puck well, low to high, and crashed the net. And I think we just found our stride coming in the third, and we got to finish off with a strong 20 of hockey. So,
fourth line really contributing, especially over the last few weeks, playing on that line with Heitzy and with Infanger. What can you say about their contributions, your contributions as a line, just maintaining momentum, and here in this case getting the go-ahead goal with some help from Donor up back?
Yeah, I love playing with those kids. They work hard every game. They work butt ass off every shift, and it's just been a pleasure playing with them. And we're going to do our best in the third period here.
What needs to happen to keep it going?
I think we're just going to keep moving our feet, getting pucks to the net, getting pucks deep, and working hard.
I feel like one of the keys to the first 15 minutes of the game was the sustained zone time that this Delaware team had. That being said, the Rhode Island back checks really fortified. They've taken away the middle on you guys. How are you going to combat that?
I think by just trying to keep them outside, playing tight house in the D zone, and chipping pucks out, going to work.
Well, hard work certainly pays off. It proved that in the second period. Hope you can keep it going. Trevor, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, James.
Trevor Early, Delaware fourth line forward, joining us for our second intermission report. We'll be back momentarily here on Delaware Hockey Night, presented by the Law Office of Long and Greenberg through two periods. Again, it is the Delaware Blue Hens with a 3-2 lead over the Rhode Island Rams. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Bridges have connected people for centuries. When it comes to helping small businesses build bridges with the people they serve, there's a new gold standard. 412 Communications offers a uniquely comprehensive array of media solutions to help your brand establish and maintain strong, lasting connections with your clientele.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
40 minutes in, and as we saw during the second intermission report, tables turned here in the second period as the Hens go from down 1 to up 1. That late goal from Riley Donor, a rocket from 30 feet, putting Delaware up in the final 2.5 minutes of the third period. Bob Thomas, what do the Hens need to do to keep it going?
Play 20 more minutes. Not 17, not 18 and 3/4, not 15, 20. Because when they play 20, they're a better team than Rhode Island right now. And when they don't, well, you saw what happened at the end of the first. So they have to just keep playing.
If we're on the Delaware side, we don't want to see that again.
No, James, you said it before the game that, sometimes they don't play a full 60. They have to play 20 minutes because Coach Augustine's going to have Rhode Island coming hard.
And off we go to get the third underway. Diaz and Luke Judge took the draw. Walking the puck forward, Diaz, long shot thrown in, and this is covered immediately on the doorstep by Callum Burgess. Face-off comes to his left. The Ironman Cody Diaz with the tying goal, 5:08 into the second period. Overpowered on the draw near his side. Walking up the near boards was Judge. Plastered just inside the line. Reichel to Meckel the other direction. He tips the puck beyond center. Chases it down below the cage, so there was no danger of an icing. Nathan Reichel double-teamed in the far corner. Puck is brought free by Weichselbaumer. He carries it to center. Lowering his shoulder in on him was Diaz, separating him from the puck as they together gain the Delaware blue line. And this is controlled now in the near corner by Will Gould. Around to the Delaware zone, Ivan Sidoriak back to Gould up the near side. The outlet pass sails beyond the reach of Meckel. Well, he touched the puck but couldn't control it. And this will come back an icing. With 57 seconds gone in the third period of a 3-2 hockey game. Hens did get the change in before the icing, so the Guido Meckel-Reichel line carrying on, and now they change up. Of course, here in the collegiate game, the offending team cannot change manpower on the icing. One of those additional deterrents to trying to get the cheap whistle.
I like that rule. I really do. It helps the flow of the game.
It disincentivizes the icing.
Right. It helps the flow of the game. As opposed to firing it down, take the ice, firing it down, take the ice. It's almost like
we've seen that a lot in the Scholastic game.
Yeah. It's almost like a little mini timeout. But when you can't change, you don't want to be out there for a 2-minute shift.
Takes the incentive for that 18-second reprieve right away.
Exactly.
Berg held behind his own goal, played the puck off the far boards. It's walked by Guido through traffic and in over the Rhode Island line. He was pinched wide by Clavitt. Still, he worked a shot through, but it was wide of the far post, bounced off the backboards. Loose works below the goal. Loose, that hulking presence. Defenseman standing 6'1", 215, and that's not with skates.
That's big.
And he is solid. I've never taken a check from Jay Luce. I don't know if I want to.
I can answer that for you. You don't.
Because Jay Luce 215 and James Weatherite 215, two completely different things.
A little.
He is absolutely solid. And he had the apple on the first goal, too. Clavitt to Engelson. The entry is good. Forehand crossed the blue line just below, or just behind the puck. So the entry was all right, but those two outnumbered by Blue Hens upon gaining the zone. Christian Brunel. Under 2-ply forechecking pressure, dished the puck to Straubinger, but it comes right back to Brunel deep in the Delaware end. Pass up the middle intended for Nemo was broken up. Szabo couldn't walk through traffic. He was pickpocketed as the slot became increasingly congested towards Snellenberg's office. 3.5 minutes gone in the first period of a 3-2 hockey game. Delaware with the lead over Rhode Island. Earlier this season at Brad Boss Arena in the Ocean State, a pair of games went the way of the Rams. One a 1-goal decision, the other a 2-goal decision. Historically, there's not been a whole heck of a lot separating these two squads, and you know what? That's been the case tonight.
Exactly. Other than the first period, the first 15 minutes where it was all Delaware, it's been a good back-and-forth battle. I still think Delaware's had a little bit more of the possession time and better quality scoring chances.
And certainly toward the end of the second period, they made the most of them. The early bird let one go from 20 feet right into the leg pad of Burgess. Nobody there to capitalize on the rebound. Again, that puck bounced off Burgess's pads, as his rebound control continues to be his Achilles heel. Here comes Heitzhaus. The Buffalonian barrels back into the Rhode Island end, dishes the puck in the corner to Early, who was taken down. Looked like a horse collar there.
He basically had to pull him down a bit there because he had the break on him and would have had a phenomenal scoring chance. James, before the game, talking to Coach Middlemeyer, he was saying that Delaware at times has had trouble scoring, but it's definitely right now, if their effort's been great, the goals have come. It's just playing, that get to that net and get those rebound shots.
And the turkey's on the table now for the Blue Hens in the form of a primo power play. You too can score on the Primo Power Play. Visit your local neighborhood Primo Hoagies on Baltimore Pike in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, or order your next tray online at primohoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie, it's a Primo. Rhode Island penalty. Assessed to number 6, Michael Licazzi, 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 4 minutes, 25 seconds in the third period. Licazzi 2 for holding at 4:25. Your Blue Hens are on the Primo Power Play. Another rebound allowed to lay loose net front, but nobody there to capitalize on it. Sidoriak takes a shot from long range off the chest protector. Desperation rebound chance from Nima, losing his footing, trying to get a backhander on. That glanced off Burgess's pads 2. Guido opens fire. And there is Ryan Luppy to extend Delaware's lead to 2. Doobie, doobie, doo. Be, doobie, doobie. Guido with the initial shot. Luppy digs the rebound off the edge of the crease for his 6th of the season.
What was that word you just used, James? Rebound?
That, Bob, has been the story of this game.
That was just a matter of time before they were going to pop one there, James. The first minute and 10 seconds, they had the puck in Rhode Island zone and were moving it really well. I really enjoy watching Nima, too, play on that power play.
We'll take a second look at that goal. This play continues through the neutral zone. Puck tipped by Reichel into the far corner. Shoveled aside by Burgess. It was indeed Ryan Luppy. The one on the doorstep. To double up Delaware's lead. Oh, Delaware goal! His 6th of the season. Scored by number 17, Ryan Luppy. Assisted by number 38, Dominic Guido. And number 9, Will Gould. Time of the Primo power play goal. 5 minutes, 35 seconds in the 3rd period. Luppy's 6th from Guido and Gould at 5:35, a power play goal. And here they come again. Early headman pass to Heightshouse inside the near dot, right into Burgess's pads. This held in by Infanger. Early again takes a tumble. He bounces right back up to try to vie for the puck, but it was brought by Godfrey as far as center before Sidoriak volleyed it back behind the Rhode Island goal. Nima brings this down in front of the scorer's table, leaves it back to Christian Brunel. Stretch pass tipped by Rodriguez, says linesperson Brent Kendall, the Nova Scotian, saying plays good. Continue on unabated, gentlemen. Nima got hit by a brick wall. Ronan Judge holding court net front.
Beautiful goal, James.
And there's Ostrander with a 5th for Delaware.
He split the D.
The captain emeritus, Brian Ostrander, all by his lonesome. Gets number 8 on the year. And it is now 5-2. The Delaware Blue Hens, Bob, they've caught lightning in a bottle, haven't they?
James, you know how I always talk to you about you don't want to lose the puck 5 foot inside or outside the offensive or defensive blue line. Well, Rhode Island just did that basically.
Oh, Delaware goal! His 8th of the season. Scored by number 26, Brian Ostrander. Time of the unassisted goal, 8 minutes, 13 seconds in the third period. Ostrander's 8th unassisted at 8:13 in the third period. Tactical error, 5 feet around the line, and the Blue Hens made the Rams pay for sure. Captain Emeritus Brian Ostrander forces the turnover, gathers the puck in, and gets the Hens one for the proverbial thumb.
Split the D because the D's trying to move forward, and they have to slam the brakes on when you lose it that close. And he just took advantage of the momentum.
And right there, that's a hard place to transition because the D's thinking breakout.
Terrible, yep. And he just walked between them like it was no problem.
There it is.
That was a really big goal too, James.
Dosen couldn't hit Luppy on the headman pass through the neutral zone, and this comes back in icing. With 10:28 to go in regulation. Hens with a 5-2 commanding lead. Bob, there's nothing quite all-American like a good old-fashioned barbecue.
Here we go with the food.
Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware can cater your next group event. They bring the tri-state area their most flavorful and tender pulled pork brisket and barbecue chicken, and they can turn your next special occasion into a truly all-American event.
Well, my next special occasion's tomorrow. I'm just going.
Go for takeaway lunch, you can.
Yeah?
SidsBBQandJerky.com for more information. They're not far from us at Fred Rust Arena. They're in Claymont, Delaware, if you're up at Iceworks too. Real handy just the same. We certainly recommend it.
Well, I'm waiting for when I get here one night, the Sids will be sitting out here for me.
We'll make it happen.
All right.
Snellenberg with a couple quick glove saves. His rebound control's been top shelf. He stopped 18 of 20. And the faceoff came to his left as the Rams try to get one back. Shot from Fagan, steered wide by Snellenberg. Reichel gains the puck in front of his own bench, clears, forces play into the neutral zone. He waits, tries to hit Diaz with a cross ice feed. It is sticked up in the air as Costello stick checks him. And another puck out of play brings us another stoppage.
That almost hit Coach Augustine. And what always amazes me about that is he's on the bench by himself. He always has been. It's incredible. He's been at it for over 30-some years now. It's amazing.
A true student of the game, an absolute fixture in this Rhode Island program, and
yeah, I honestly don't know how he does it.
It's like Rhode Island hockey and Joe Augustine are truly synonymous.
Well, you think about it. Usually you have a head coach and then an offensive line and your D-core coach. He
Just
does
like
all
with
of the
Salesianum, you're effectively the defensive coordinator.
Well, you know who he reminds me of? You. Because up here, if people could see what you're doing the keys, it's like the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard.
Where's the curtain?
The Wizard of the Hens. So.
You know, my freshman year in high school, we did a stage production of The Wizard of Oz, and I had the title role.
And it's befitting. Boy, that was a big word for me.
Not Dorothy either.
What's that?
Not Dorothy either.
More like Toto. So that's what.
Now that would be a dream gig. Not the dog. The West Coast band.
The band.
Ostrander advances the puck to Nima. He chased it down just above the corner boards, but his centering effort was stick-checked offline by Clava. Ronan Judge posts up behind the net. He's challenged directly by Ostrander. They get in a bit of a shoving match around the puck directly behind Burgess's office. It ends up on the far wall where Rodriguez intercepted the forehand clearing attempt, but it's brought back by Engelson up the near side. 7:40 to go in regulation. Delaware with a 5-2 lead. over the Rhode Island Rams. They've certainly played more inspired hockey through the second period and here to the 3/5 mark of the third.
They've looked really good, James. I mean, it's hard to believe that this team is, 7-14?
This team is 10-12-1, Bob.
Delaware.
Yes.
Oh, so my mistake. They look better than that. They're really been playing strong.
You have to consider, too, that those dozen losses, 3 have come against Stony Brook, 2 have come against Rhode Island, Liberty, Jamestown, 1's come against Pitt. So really this team is playing a very, 2 against Niagara, this team is playing a very ambitious schedule.
Well, I'll tell you what, they keep playing the way they've been playing tonight, other than those 3 minutes of the first period. They're going to beat a lot of teams coming up.
The home stretch, I think, looks promising for this squad.
Very.
Are they peaking? Are they growing at the right time?
Well, if they execute like they did so far tonight, that's solid hockey.
Shot right down the slot from Costello. Still looking for that elusive first goal of the season. He was denied by Snellenberg there. Jacob Snellenberg was able to see that one the whole way in, and this will come back an icing against the Rhode Island Rams with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go in regulation. Full slate of action tomorrow. Blue Hens all day long. The men's Division I team will be back in action at 5:30 p.m. against Rhode Island. The men's Division III team will square off against Rowan at 8:55 p.m. tomorrow. And before that, we've got a doubleheader featuring the Delaware Junior Blue Hens in the matinee slot. Full schedule available at dehockeynight.com. Brent Kendall gets the replacement puck after that one was sent over the glass and out of play. More of a gallery tonight than a crowd, Bob.
Well, the gallery's very lucky because they're getting treated to a really good game, especially if you're a Delaware fan.
Ethan Cordero slowed up in the far corner. He and Donor collide there. Reichel sails the puck up ice the other way. Icing waved off by Rich Jondo. It is recovered and walked by Ronan Judge as far as his own blue line, but he's pickpocketed by Donor looking for number 2. Rather, that was Chris Heitzhaus taking aim from the top of the left circle, but Burgess had the stop on him for save 24 tonight. Cordero the other way. He's had a heck of a game for Rhode Island, Bob. Goal, assist, and he's generated some A and B plus quality chances too.
Exactly, James.
Second leading point scorer for Rhode Island, and he's really been the driving force of the Rams in the offensive zone tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't had a ton of chances, but he seems to be in the middle of them.
That shot from the right point of Justin Barcelou, right into Snellenberg's glove for a pause in play. With 4 minutes and 52 seconds to go in regulation. Our thanks, of course, go out to the crew here on Delaware Hockey Night. Our assistant producer is Broadway Joe Sindoni. Ray Catolo behind the scenes as well, with Curtis MacDonald, Leighton Worthy, Molly Jo Rosen, Rod Allums. Our videographer extraordinaire and production assistant tonight, Josie Billett, whom we are absolutely delighted to have as part of the DHN family here in 2023. 4 minutes, 22 seconds to go in regulation. Another puck out of play. in the Rhode Island zone. Gives us a chance to catch our breath and advise you all to stick around after the game concludes as we bring you the SIDS 3 stars of the game at the end of this and every Delaware Hockey Night broadcast. Face-off is spotted to the left of Burgess. Guido and Szabo square off. Looked like John Doe timed the puck drop perfectly with the in-arena music there, Bob.
Perfect. Did you guys plan that?
Talked about it in the dressing room between periods.
There we go.
The breakout from Costello foiled by Berg. He finds Dosen in the neutral zone. Lukey Dosen walks through, shoots. Getting the blocker up was Burgess for the save. Luppy tried to control the rebound, but he was outnumbered and pushed high in the slot by Tim Crane. Solid player, a product of Salesianum. And if you've tuned into Delaware Hockey Night from the inception, you know the Crane name very well. His brother Matt plays for Delaware's men's Division II team.
Mr. and Mrs. Crane came up and said hi. What a great family, James.
Absolutely. Just class people the whole way.
I'm hoping that they'll stick around after the game for a few minutes so I can get to talk to them because it's been a while.
Well, if you're talking, it's going to be more than a few minutes, Bob.
Yeah, they probably about a year.
Some of our post-game conversations in the parking lots of area ice rinks have gone longer than either of our better halves would like to admit.
About as long as how long has Delaware's controlled the puck in Rhode Island zone tonight. They've done a great job, James.
And we don't have the official number on this, but I'd say probably at least 28 minutes of zone time.
They have done a great job. After that first, like I said, that first period, the last few minutes, Delaware has really done a great job. I'm sure Coach Mittermeier is going to be really happy.
Timeout, Rhode Island. We're going to take our timeout too here on Delaware Hockey Night. It's 5-2, Delaware leading with 3:05 to go. We'll be right back. There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Bridges have connected people for centuries. When it comes to helping small businesses build bridges with the people they serve, there's a new gold standard. 412 Communications offers a uniquely comprehensive array of media solutions to help your brand establish and maintain strong, lasting connections with your clientele.
Puck is down, play resumes. Final 3 minutes of the contest. As Joe Augustine takes the timeout to try to rally the troops for a late attack. Initial breakout failed. Alex Cudd leaves the puck back to Ronan Judge, who walks in over the Delaware line, gets a shove from Gould. Into the near corner. That shot batted down. Snellenberg falls on the puck. Scrum net front.
Some pleasantries being exchanged.
Dinner plans.
Where are you guys going to eat
Looked as
tonight?
though Weichselbaumer was looking for a pinochle partner tonight.
You figure they're sending little love messages to set tomorrow night up. Are you going to Sids? That's what they were asking.
Sidoriak just protecting his goalie there as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, it's all good. You got to protect that guy.
In any case, we know the face-off's going to come out. Is the face-off going to come outside? No.
Don't look like it.
John Doe spots it at the near circle, and it looks as though Delaware is going to take their timeout as well with 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the contest. Delaware Hockey Night brought to you by the Law Office of Long and Greenberg. Personal injury and workers' compensation, their areas of specialty, and they'll be available to serve you for your personal injury and workers' compensation needs beginning in February. Delaware Hockey Night also brought to you by Sid's Barbecue and Jerky, 412 Communications, First State Ice Hockey, Delaware Trash Can Cleaning, and Primo Hoagies. Face off to the right of Snellenberg, and off we go for the final 2 minutes of the contest. Puck is lofted up ice by Shaw to Cordero, and once again Snellenberg slams the door on him. Face-off comes to the right of Snellenberg.
I'm sure that timeout for Delaware, Coach Mittelmeyer said, let's finish this thing off right. Protect the goalie, don't give him any scoring chances.
The shot from Shaw was wide. This follow-up results in a pack surrounding the puck in the near corner, and it is brought free by Rodriguez. Final 80 seconds. Burgess looks to be in no hurry to leave, as this 3-goal margin is now effectively insurmountable. 1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute. So the Hens will head into tomorrow off the strength of 3 consecutive wins at Fred Rust Arena, and we'll do it all again at 5:30 p.m. for the second half of this weekend series. An icing against the Hens will lead to a face-off in the Rhode Island zone. Rather, in the Delaware zone. And it comes to the left of Snellenberg. The shot from Shaw off the D-to-D pass from Judge was blocked. Another icing comes with 12 seconds to go.
You know what I like about this, James? Delaware's playing right now like they're maintaining a 1-goal lead. Everybody's putting
and it's
the body
not for
on the
today
line.
either, Bob. It's for tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, you know, they're blocking shots. They're sacrificing their body.
They're
That's
setting
great.
the tone for tomorrow. Delayed offside as Shaw lost the zone. Puck rolls into the far corner, and Guido's going to let the final seconds tick away. The Delaware Blue Hens have won their 3rd in a row at home. defeating Rhode Island by a tally of 5-2. The final score, your Delaware Blue Hens 5, University of Rhode Island Rams 2. Final shots on goal, Delaware 30, Rhode Island 27. We'll be back momentarily with a look at the 3 stars of the game. Don't go anywhere.
Bridges have connected people for centuries. When it comes to helping small businesses build bridges with the people they serve, there's a new gold standard. 412 Communications offers a uniquely comprehensive array of media solutions to help your brand establish and maintain strong, lasting connections with your clientele.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com. Welcome back into Delaware Hockey Night. Presented by the Law Office of Long and Greenberg, and we'll take you inside the glass for tonight's 3 stars of the game. Fans, it's time for the 3 stars of the game. Presented by Sid's Barbecue and Jerky. Tonight's 3rd star, with a goal and an assist for Rhode Island, number 27, Ethan Cordero. Tonight's 2nd star, with a goal and an assist for Delaware, number 11, Patrick Meckel. And tonight's 1st star of the game, earning the win between the pipes with 25 saves, for the Delaware Blue Hens, number 35, Jacob Snellenberg. And that will do it for us here on Delaware Hockey Night on this Friday night. Back at it tomorrow, a full slate of action on DHN. JBH taken to Gold Arena for a pair in the matinee slot. We'll be back with the rematch of the Hens and the Rams at 5:30 p.m. airtime, 5:15. And then the men's Division III team will take on Rowan at 8:55. Bob Thomas, always a treat to get to talk hockey with you, and let's certainly hope we can do it again before long.
It was a blast, James, as always. It just makes it even that much more fun.
Getting to watch hockey with you and talk the game we love, and just being at the rink is just good for the head to begin with. But getting to share broadcasting these collegiate games with somebody as knowledgeable as yourself,
well,
just
you,
makes
James.
it all the more enjoyable for me. So thank you, and thank you, Bob, the door's always open.
We're yesterday traveling buddies. We went up, watched our boys Slasianum play a real good game against one of their big rivals.
And the family gutted it out today, and here Delaware
4 straight
completes the Fred Russ sweep.
Beautiful. Delaware played a great game. Other than those few minutes, they really executed what Coach wanted them to do. So
they'll head to tomorrow with renewed momentum. They improved to 11-12-1. They'll look to complete a split of the season series and a sweep of the weekend series tomorrow. Game time 5:30, airtime 5:15. For Bob Thomas, for Josie Billett, James Witherite, signing off, reminding you all Delaware Hockey Night is a copyrighted production of 412 Communications, all rights reserved. A true team effort from Fred Rust Arena and the Blue Hens. heading home for a short night of sleep after a 5-2 victory over Rhode Island. That'll do it for us. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night from Delaware Hockey Night, presented by the Law Office of Long and Greenberg. Hens 5, Rams 2. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.